Good morning. I am Mr. A. Chaturaj, teaching you History Civics in class 9. You know, in the previous classes, we read elections from civics. Now it is turn for history. And in history, we'll be doing, after the Vedic religion, we'll be doing Jainism and Buddhism. Now, boys, I'll just like to tell you about the syllabus. The syllabus is very brief. We have to read. You can also find out in your own book, that is, in Jainism and Buddhism, the basic thing that we are supposed to read is the causes for the rise in the 6th century BCE and the doctrines of Jainism and Buddhism. Apart from that, we have to read about the sources of the knowledge of Buddhism and Jainism, and that too in a very brief mention, and that is about the Angas, Triptikas and the Jatak. It is very clearly written here as a brief mention. Now we are going to start about Buddhism and Jainism. Now what had happened, you know, after the rise of Vedic religion, or after the Vedic religion, India had witnessed the rise of two great religions in India in the 6th century BCE. All right, that is what I have written here, that after the Vedic religion in the 6th century BCE, we witness the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. All right. Let me give you a very brief introduction. See, initially the Vedic religion or the Brahmanical religion was very, very simple, and it was very, very easy for the people to follow and understand. All right. Now, as there was hardly any rituals, there were very few rituals which could easily be performed by the people, and there were no complications, there were hardly any expenses. So all these things were there, and therefore the the Vedic and Brahmanical religion went on smoothly for quite a long time. But with the arrival of 6th century BC, you see, we find that lots of problems cropped up. All right, you can other way say the decline of the Vedic period started. All right. Now what had happened? Now India we could witness the huge complications in the religion. We had to follow innumerable rituals. The religion had become very, very expensive. All right. It was not easy for the common people to follow them. It was easier for those who were rich, understand, to follow them, and because they were rich. But the poor and common people, it became very difficult for them to follow the religion, Vedic religion, and at the same time understand the Vedic religion as well. All right. And all these things ultimately became the reason for the rise of the Jainism and Buddhism in the 6th century BCE. All right. Now we are from here straight away getting into the causes. As I have written them all here, the causes that led to the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. All right. The first thing is complications and ritualism in the Hinduism. As I just tell you, particularly during the 6th century BC, innumerable complications that cropped up in the religion. Now, religion was not simple. The religion had so many rituals to be followed. Some of the rituals seemed to be baseless. All right, innumerable yajnas had to be performed by them. At the same time, it had become very, very time taking, all right, or rather time consuming, all right. The complications and ritualism, understand, in Hinduism actually became very, very problem for the common mass to follow. First of all, common mass could not follow so many complications, so many rituals, so many yajnas, so many other practices, all right. At the same time, they were, as I just told you, very, very time consuming and at the same time very, very expensive, and therefore the common person, in fact, it had become very difficult for them to follow such religion. It was at this juncture, Jainism and Buddhism, with a very simple doctrines. Actually, Jainism had come before Buddhism. So, Jainism and Buddhism, if you read their doctrines, they are very small, short, and very, very clear. They have virtually no rituals, all right, and at the same time, they were very, very logical. Therefore, the common people wanted such religion at that time. So, when Jainism and Buddhism arrived, you see, due to huge complications and ritualism in Hinduism, many people accepted these two new religions, all right, which claimed better doctrines and better status. And therefore, the first cause is the complication and ritualism in Hinduism. Next is the excess of animal sacrifice. See, initially there were very few meat eaters, all right, or meat takers. But with the passage of time, as I just told you, lots of problems cropped up. And this is regarding the excess of animal sacrifice. For simple rituals, animals were sacrificed. And animals were sacrificed in the name of God. As we always read in our moral science books, that God has created all creatures. Now, there was a logical question amongst intellectual class at that time. Can God be pleased by sacrificing God's own creatures? All right, many people question this. Why animals were sacrificed in the name of Bali for very, very simple rituals. Even during a mundan or a sacred ceremony, or during marriage, or during any other yajnas, you see, the animals were sacrificed. During the performance of any kind of worship, the added ritualism of the later Vedic period actually made the religion very, very problematic for the common people to follow. All right. And it had its own negative consequences. As the animals were sacrificed, the number of animals started declining. Many of the animals were almost on the edge of extinction because so many animals were being sacrificed or killed in the name of the god or in the name of various performances. You see, what actually happened is, people in those days were agro-based. That means they depended fully, their main occupation was agriculture. And in the agriculture, they needed many of these animals a great deal. Right. Now the bulls and buffaloes worked in the field. The cows gave them milk and dung. The goats also give them milk and dung. And many other animals also help them from many point of view. Many of the animals even carried their weights. So what I mean to say, these animals were of great use, and as I told you, that the society was agricultural, and therefore the need of these animals were highly required. And let me tell you one thing, that only these animals were mostly sacrificed. The animals which were domesticated by the people and which helped them in their general needs, these animals were mostly sacrificed. And therefore, this excess of sacrifice were not at all liked by the common people. And therefore, they were looking for a religion which was devoid of animal sacrifices. So, it was at this juncture Jainism and Buddhism attracted them a great deal. Next is predominance of the priesthood. As you know, during the later Vedic period, you know that the Vedic period is divided into early Vedic period and later Vedic period. You also have read that during the early Vedic period, the life of the people was very simple, very few rituals, no expenses on religion, no complications, nothing. But with the passage of time, when the later Vedic period arrived, you see these complications and rituals and all that had become very, very big. And that is why what happened later on with the class distinction, you see, the priest class, they had become at the top of the society. You know, in the later Vedic period, according to the Varna system, the society was divided into Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. And this predominance of the Brahmins, because Brahmins used to have lots of privileges. They claimed lots of privileges. These privileges, in fact, were not liked by the other three Varnas, particularly the Kshatriyas, who were the ruling class. They did not like the predominance of the Brahmins in every field, and their privilege was not at all liked by them. And therefore, what happened? They all revolted against the priesthood. Now, when it was at this juncture at the 6th century BC, Jainism and Buddhism cropped up. And they did not have any word system at all. Everybody was treated alike in Jainism and Buddhism. All right, equality of the society was the main doctrine of these two new religions, and therefore the people liked the status of equality in the society, and therefore they all attracted towards Buddhism and Jainism. All right. Next is expensive religion. All right. Now earlier, as I told you, in the early Vedic period also, the religion was very small, short, very few rituals, and therefore it was without any expenses. Even the common people could also